Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Language Litigation and Integration Part 72, Casual Conversations 22. Stories today. Had another wonderful Christmas interaction with my uncle and my aunts and my mom and my dad. It was just another wonderful Christmas. So again, more stories about being treated with extreme disrespect because other people are literally scared of science, literally illiterate, and it's Brad's fault for educating himself for real. So again, went to Christmas dinner at my parents' house yesterday. I'll just give you some quick stories throughout the day, but we'll do a couple, mostly just like scientific denial stories today. But so we get there, the first thing I notice is this is not like a negative thing, but my grandma comes over and she's like, "What's this on your neck?" And as far as I'm aware, it's just a swollen lymph node. But I just immediately just started honestly just like, why can't I? And she's like, "Oh, you should go get that looked at." To which again, I don't have health insurance, and I try to get health insurance every single fucking day, like literally every single day. But I'd love to go get it looked at. I can't afford health insurance. I can afford the couple $100 for the appointment, but then follow up this test, that test, and then if it's just a normal thing, I'll feel fucking disgusting for wasting a couple $1,000s for something that isn't even anything. But just kick off the day with some great anxiety. And again, how much money did the Fed spend watching me? Who knows? But again, that wasn't like a negative story with my grandma. It was just again another period of how do I take care of my health on a planet where no one will fucking respect anything that I've ever done. Like I literally fucking hate myself in the most true scapegoating way ever. When people tell you to hate yourself and to die and this and that for so long in this really insecure way, it becomes true, and it is. I hate this life. I fucking hate it. I just want to have a decent day of life where people don't harass me for existing. We're eating dinner. Remember, nobody feels responsibility for anything they've done, including not supporting my career. There is a little history, little math subject, human history is sitting here on the internet and just no one will fucking watch it. So again, you really say you get to the point where you just have the same conversations over and over again because people don't listen to the things they say. And it's like saying, what does 1 + 1 equal? Every single Christmas, every single Thanksgiving. And the answer's still 2, and still 2. And people are like, I'm not sure, doubt it. They just want to disagree. They just want to disagree with you. Go to start eating dinner. Again, no problems. Again, I don't start any of these things. I'm literally just sitting there. And when people treat me with disrespect, people that are biologically older than me and profoundly more immature, they're just going to gang up on me. And so, again, I'm sitting there. Again, this is my uncle who's got, he's like he's a preacher. And again, I've spoken on the historical facts pretty substantially, but at this point it's just pure disrespect to me and what I've done in my research and who I've helped in this world and what I've done to contribute and help other fucking people. But the conversation start talking about cryptocurrency and trading and stuff, and I just referenced what the amount of money I made, or I showed my uncle the income. And it wasn't me like flexing money. It was just like, yeah, I traded some cryptocurrency or invested. Here's my net profit. And again, it's not like I'm an actual fucking businessman that's again just smothered in patheticness. I'm not allowed to start my career. I'm a 28-year-old man, but I'm not allowed to start my career because my parents are 60 and their siblings are 60, and we're still kids to them. And I will be a kid until I die because people won't fucking let me do anything. And so he just immediately just starts getting weirded out or upset about this, and then he literally goes into, my uncle starts going in, the preacher man Jesus, he again, really just a band-aid for his inconsistencies probably throughout his life. I don't know, I'm not going to judge you. But he starts talking about, how transgender isn't real. Again, these are biological facts. Here's politics, and then here's biology and history. I'm up here in this world. Everyone else has never educated themselves down here, and they just like to disagree, and they just like to be on the right winning team. And so immediately, yeah, because that's what Jesus would do. He'd be really intolerant. He wouldn't help anybody. He'd be really intolerant and not listen to what anybody else to say. And then so it's like, after that you can tell he's like, because I disagreed with him about the transgender thing because I know what the fuck I'm doing, and he's just belting bullshit into the wind, and they're all just insecure weirdos. And so I'm just defending transgenderism as, again, is true, because it is. Just like some people are hairier than others, some people are taller than others, some people have more hormones or this or that, the same shit. Hermaphrodites exist, you can be born with a penis and a vagina. So it's just right there in biology, but we can't educate ourselves. And so, you can tell you that's the tension. And again, the church-going crowd is They want to tell you they're right and they're better and they want to assert over you, and again, I don't care. I don't care. If you say 1 plus 1 equals 3, it doesn't. If you say Jesus Christ wasn't the translator of God's word, historically, it's not a statement of religion. And then you want to disrespect the guy who discovered those things. And again, as I'm sitting there eating my dinner and just minding my own fucking business. And so, my uncle was, again, just like, keeps going back and forth again. He's, the Lord Jesus, my Savior in Christ. And it's like, okay, nice, awesome. But then, I forget even like what exactly happened. But I just like, he just starts insulting me. Like, literally just like fucking insulting me. And I hold my own. Like I said, heated debate is no problem. You can't debate with millions of back theorems. You can't. You can blurt out bullshit, and then I can demonstrate or prove it immediately. And then you get offended. That's really about it. But it doesn't like upset me. Like, intellectual conversation is what I do. But he doesn't. And so he immediately just starts like getting mad, and he goes, he literally says, "I'm going to pray for your soul." Right, Michael Franzese, we're gonna pray for Sammy. Yeah, I got that. And they got another emphatic "you." He says, "I'm gonna pray for you and in your soul." And again, Uncle, no need to pray for me, man. I help people every single day of my life to a profound level. And then just because you don't open your fucking eyes and watch what I put out, doesn't mean I'm not helping people. Doesn't mean I'm not educating. And Jesus was an educator. So, I'm not really sure where you're coming from, but again, you're just inconsistent, and you want to take that out on somebody 30 years younger than you that made a little bit of money. Because then again, he was like, once he starts getting offended about the religion thing, as again, I'm teaching him history. Teaching him something, this is not a weird thing at all. And then he goes, "Well, I don't know if that was real money. You could have just typed that into your fucking phone." I was like, "Sorry you're broke, Uncle. I really am. I was going to help this family financially tremendously, but fuck that. Just fuck all of that shit." And so, I literally, like, there was like a point in the conversation where it was just like, again, he denied, I'm teaching him stuff. And I literally just like, again, this was not like a heated debate for me. I was like, we're cool. I stick my hand out to shake his hand. This is my uncle that I've known my whole fucking life, and he literally will not shake my fucking hand. "You're not going to shake my hand, Uncle. I didn't think you're ever going to shake Jesus's. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. Be intolerant, be judgmental, vote Republican." Oh, that was another thing. I said I don't vote in the conversation because again, I didn't agree with his uneducated biological opinion of transgender. And then he's like, "Oh, well, you don't do anything. Just fuck you." And so I said that to him. Again, he's like, "Oh, I'm better than you. I vote." Motherfucker, I do fucking education every day, all day. That is the only thing I fucking do. And I'm just sitting there trying to fucking meal with my fucking family and eat. Sweet. And then as that's going on, let me make sure I'm still rolling. So as that's going on, also, he was also talking about one of my cousins has a girlfriend, and they were all talking about, "Oh, she was at Thanksgiving. I just straight up was not invited to Thanksgiving in my family. Like, they just did not contact me. No one invited me. No one reached out. And again, remember, I'm educated. I'm surrounded by illiterate people that think I'm intimidating because I'm educated, and it's my fault that they don't watch anything I do. They make formed judgments behind my back, and then that's the narrative that's true no matter what. 28 years, not 1 minute, 1 day has been different. And the same people that are emotionally underdeveloped to do that will deny it 5 seconds after and then say, "Don't make me feel bad that I did that." All right, the best way to put a scapegoat is when people pick sides, no one's going to pick my side, and they still expect me to pick their side as well. I'm just supposed to suffer and die. So we're sitting there having this, again, not a heated conversation. You can tell he's all conflicted. He's even telling me, like, he hasn't been like a good dad. He starts like confessing, like, just like, not like weird stuff, but just like, maybe I haven't been a good person. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, do you want me to be your guidance counselor? Do you want me to be your therapist now after you just insulted my research that you didn't understand? Or like what's going on here? And then so my other cousin starts leaking in the room, and again, the aunts are kind of looking around to see if it's too tense. And again, this is what is wrong with our family. You guys do not know how to converse with each other. You know how to have your shitty little opinions, and then the minute they get challenged, and especially if they're correct, here's the interesting thing. People that are stupid can disagree with each other. Beta society can interact with each other. You present a proof, there's nothing to debate anymore. And then they have to go into denial, and then they have to take me as a scapegoat. It has to occur. And so, my cousin comes over, and she's not in the conversation whatsoever. And again, these are like wannabe Christians. They're not actually fucking, don't spread the word of God, they don't do anything good, they don't help people. That is the point of ministry, is to help people. But go to church once every 2 weeks, support nothing in our family, play sports all day and chase a career, and then say God once or twice, and yeah, you're a good person. So my cousin, who's not even in the conversation, comes over. And you can tell she's already on his side. Again, that is the thing. They all gang up on me. And again, I did not start this. I'm just sitting there defending people's rights. Literally. Cousin comes over, and she's 24. You can tell she's, again, the most brain-dead individuals I've ever met are 19 to 25. Still up to age 30. I've met 35 even. She's just going to see, like, it's like we're going to jump in and, like, say, fuck you, Brad, at some point. Fuck you, Brad, which is fine. If you gang up on me, well, it's an intellectual slaughter fest. What hypocrisy do you want me to point out? And they're all just like, my one aunt's over there, the mom of the cousin, and my uncle are sitting there, and they're all just like, basically said this at the time, I'm going to pray for you. You, that disgusting diseased animal that we birthed into this fucking world that we were too immature to take care of. Ugh. And I literally just say, well, who works for the federal government? Because my cousin does. Again, as a way to defend myself. You guys are sitting there ganging up on me, thank you for not even fucking inviting me to Thanksgiving. Not my fault you guys are illiterate and not intolerant people that go to church once a week and think you're doing something good because you can't grow up. But remember, push me out of groups, treat me like shit, harass me, and then I can't eat food for real. At my own home by myself. Oh, also in the conversation, again, at the time at dinner, we ate around 3. I had probably 5 beers. Probably one beer around 12. Again, I drink beers very, very slowly. And my uncle just like, out of nowhere, is just like, again, in this conversation, it's like, oh, that's probably, that's not, you have 3 cans in front of you. One of them was literally my cousin's. And then the other 2, I had 1 dead can and a beer I was drinking. And at the time, again, literally probably drank 5 beers. Between 12 and 3 o'clock. 5 whole beers between 12 and 3. Maybe 6. Maybe 6. But again, this is what pathetic people do. They just have to comment on your behavior in a judgmental way. Again, that's what Christians do, is they judge people. And they don't teach, and they don't educate, and they're not tolerant. They don't listen. They just judge and say Jesus. And again, I literally was like, are you a scientist, man? Like, I'm the guy that does all this science. They just don't fucking accept what my life is. They just don't. I don't care. I don't fucking care. The only thing that I want my family to get out of this, if you're watching, which no one supports anything I do, but you're probably watching just to get mad at me, I want to eat food. And I can't eat food when people do this to me. Terrible Christmas. I'm disgusting. I feel disgusting for existing. And again, my uncle, I literally had 6 beers. Problem child Brad over here. Look at my output. Look how much fucking research I do. But yep. And then I asked him when the last time he read a book, and then he got all defensive about the Bible. He's like, oh, I got stuck with my one book. I've read every piece of historical literature, pretty much all of them. So again, don't educate. Just don't educate yourself. But my one cousin, again, you can tell he's kind of like they vote Trump. They're the Trumpers. They're the fuck, I don't know if they're unvaxxed. I don't fucking know. But just again, covering up their personal insecurities and underdevelopedness with politics. And so I say, who works for the federal government? Because the federal government is literally stealing from me. They are literally stealing from me. And now think about that. My family goes to companies that steal from me. They make money. Then I go to Christmas fucking dinner, and my cousin, it's just a simple question because they're all ganging up on me, ready to fucking pounce, and they all back each other up. Every single one of them did this. And so, because it's fucking true, to my cousin that works for the federal government, when I go anywhere that's not like a neighborhood walk, I get a security detail. The federal government will spend more people and resources watching me all day do fucking science than you'll ever meet in the government. And she's into, I think she's going to school to be astronomer. It's like, maybe, again, to my cousin and my aunt, I literally just asked that question: who works for the federal government? Because I don't have human constitutional rights. To my cousin and my family, when you guys go to school, go to work, and do all those things, I have never done those things. People took that from me. And now you work for people that are stealing from me. And you won't so much as support my research, and then you're all going to gang up on me when I have PTSD and I can't eat food. Awesome. What a wonderful Christmas. But my aunt goes, well, that's enough. And I just say, who the fuck are you to talk to me like that? Because like I said, the real thing to my family, you don't understand I'm more mature than you, I'm just biologically younger than you, and you can't get out of the parent mindset, and look how fucked my life has been. But we just don't accept that it's been fucked. We think, at least it's a complete stagnation. Oh, also my uncle was telling me about how he listens to Jordan Peterson. Great intellectual, profound insights. They're stealing from me. These people are stealing from me. And again, it's just like, I don't have constitutional rights. people get intimidated about my intelligence level, and they have no problem ganging up on me. And then I try to talk to my dad, just like, so can I talk to you man to man? It's like, I almost like, go fuck these people. Like, fuck you. Because it's like, okay, if you pick that side and I'm on this side, then let's go. But they're all pussies. Again, they pick a side and they expect me to pick their side as well. And then they insult me and they put their tail between their legs and run. From an intellectual conversation. This isn't violence, this isn't mad, I'm not raising my voice, I'm not getting angry, I never do. Unless you're completely wrong and being disrespectful to my physical fucking health. And so, lost, again, I'm sure, again, like, I didn't even get invited to Thanksgiving. So that's fantastic. Again, my family it's an embarrassment of what people should be and how you should treat other people with kindness, with respect, and with decency. Just because I'm younger than you, I am still more mature than you. So, and then again, even at the end, even after all the cousins and stuff leave, and I'm just fuming, I'm just walking outside like I'm just fucking done with this dog shit. And then I'm just sitting there talking with my mom, my dad, my brother. You can still tell they're illiterate. Go read a book, please. Go educate yourself. Go think about the world around you. I can't get uneducated. And when I exist, people get intimidated. They tolerate me for a little bit and they say, "Yo, fuck you." That's fine. I'm trying to start a career. This is a direct lie about what I've discovered. And again, scientific discovery is the most intimately rewarding and fulfilling thing ever. And when you've done what I've done, you realize you can't go anywhere. There was nowhere I can go, there was no one I can call, and there was nothing I can do. I will be harassed by everybody that is fucking intimidated by me, which is everybody, until somebody publishes my fucking paper. Maybe, to my uncle, maybe one day I'll be smart like Jordan Peterson. Again, I literally know all of these people. I know the federal government. I know all of the fucking astronomers. I know all of those people. And so, just keep building your lives as I get treated like absolute fucking trash. I really appreciate it. And now, get mad at me and gang up on me again for making a video again after I get tortured. The thing I have zero friends. There was not a single person I can talk to and have a meaningful, respectful conversation with. I'm a complete and total fucking scapegoat, and my life is disgusting. So, now another story about scientific denial. And just another, because when I was talking to my dad, he's like, "We all think you're really smart." And it's like, I don't want people to validate my intelligence. I am me. I'm me every day, all of the time. I do all of the stuff I always do. And I did it before you guys noticed by like 15 years. The thing I want to do is stop getting harassed. The thing I want to do is have a decent family interaction. I'm going to start a family of my own, but that's not even fucking possible. Can't go to Christmas and eat dinner. I did eat my dinner though, at least I finished that. Sounds good. But another story, Ohio State. I went to Ohio State after I went to MSU for a year, and had a lot of lovely stories from that. But just, I had, in high school in baseball, there was a kid lower than me. His name was Richard. And one day I'm in there in baseball and I'm stretching. I'm just like warming up, loosening up. And again, like I said, I was very athletic, very strong. And so you kind of get these like little mini-me's, right? People like following you around like where does that guy, how's he doing that? Where is that coming from? How's that going? And so the way I wasn't really friends with Richard in high school. Became friends with him in college, at least more so. But that's just kind of how I met Richard, was him kind of following me around. Not following me around, but just mimicking my stretching at baseball one day. And so we go to Ohio State, and definitely was much better friends with him then. He was my main lifting partner in college. But one day, I was living at a house. If you see my Instagram, that big yellow one, Frambies, they got robbed a bunch. So I was in a house, he was in a freshman dorm. And so one day, going over to just kick shit. Yeah, we weren't going to lift, but just to go over, hang out, maybe drink some beers, just whatnot. And so, go over there, and I have a literal thing of bread tied around my waist, which I've done probably once or twice. Again, I was dirty bulking, it was carb loading day, I was just eating as much carbs as I could, because just doing dumb shit. But I have literally a gallon of orange juice. And I go up there, and you get into the dorm. They had it's like a quad thing where there's like 4 or 5 dorms, and there's like a little central meeting area type of thing. And so you can go up there and with the orange juice, and Richard like pulls me in real quick. He's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" I'm like, what are you doing?" And he's like, "You can't bring that up here." And I was like, "Orange juice?" He goes, "Oh, there's no vodka in there or no alcohol?" I was like, No, just orange juice." But that was just kind of a quick funny one. But at his freshman dorm, there was a girl named Jasneet that ended up dating ended up dating a guy named John. But that's really how I kind of met John, was through Richard and his friend Jasneet. But, so John and Jasneet dated for a little bit, But then I was kind of just independent friends with John for a little while. Not great friends, nothing super particularly awesome, but I mean, again, a decent attempt at an intellectual conversation. Maybe he could go do something, but then we get to the denial. And so, the one day I go over there to smoke with him, cannabis, weed, after writing that academic appeal. And again, at this point, I'm literally going homeless because there's just everyone's in complete scientific denial. And so, I go over there, and you can tell he's like read the letter, but he's not like bringing it up or anything. And I was just like, so did you read the letter? And again, this is some guy I sit around and smoke with, and he's like, oh yeah, fuck the system. A little more intellectual than that, not a hippie in any way. Like, smoked a lot of weed. I smoke a lot of weed, but like not like a hippie, super hippie type of dude. And then maybe a little bit, but like certainly like decently educated. He was in physics. He was physics, or then I think went to engineering or something. But he says to me, yeah, but I wouldn't have written it like that. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head. In a very just like off-putting tone. And it's not, I hit the nail on the head, but I wrote something. I remember exactly thinking, well, you wouldn't write anything. You wouldn't do anything because you don't do anything. But it was just like, again, another fuck you, Brad. Very subtle, but certainly a fuck you. I'm going homeless. This is the most traumatic thing that's ever happened in my life. Yeah, I want to armchair philosopher, I want to do that. Yeah, you just sit there and do nothing. No, I don't even know if he graduated physics, but at some point he was in electrical engineering somewhere in California. And then again sees me posting on Snapchat, and then he goes, and again sees me investing in businesses, own a couple business, and then he's like, again, after it's my constitutional right, the amount of people that will like side with other people, or just like the cult mentality, all the pick sides, everyone's gonna pick the popular sentiment, and he says, let's grow weed together. My buddy just graduated and can help with the legal. In response to a post of like, here's my constitutional rights, publish my fucking paper. Yeah, man, I'm just going to give up my constitutional rights, the most profound intellectual discovery that's ever occurred. It is what it is. And I'm going to grow weed with you, bring $50,000, grow weed with you, and my buddy can help with the legal. This is my favorite part after, again, I've modified world constitutions with logical proofing. My buddy can help with the legal. My alcohol business partners still probably don't think these lectures are anything besides me just talking to myself. How can you get 3 or 4 views of video and not be a fucking scapegoat at this level of quality? You can't be. But they can't respect me. Nobody can respect what the fuck my life is. On a business level, on just like a research level, on just a family level, on anything. And so, I just remember thinking, it's like, yeah man, you're going to insult my research, deny my rights, and then I'm going to give you money, and you're going to give it to some fucking dude that just graduated law school. Fuck that. But again, this is the same way, where it's like, yeah, man, and again, it's popularity. The difference between me and Jordan Peterson, is popularity. People clicking on my views, and people do click on my videos. It's just not public. And so, those are just some more stories of denial. Do I have any other ones? One is a quick one. I want you to look it up. It was like a Lindsey Ingram exchange. And there's some dude, it's a short clip, I didn't pull it up, but he's basically like trying to tell Lindsey Ingram there's a show on Netflix called You, like the pronoun. And at first, all things considered, the guy did not explain it well. But Lindsey gets to the point, she's like, I can't hear you. I can't understand you. And then the guy clearly goes, there is a show on Netflix called You. And Lindsey Ingram goes back, there's a show on Netflix called Lindsey Ingram? And again, because the guy did not explain it well at the beginning, but after that statement, you can see her just like, oh, well, I was so sure I was right, now I just have to deny, and act like, what, I could never understand those crazy words. And that happened to me. We had to get our driving tests, you had a 6-month permit, which, fun fact, I failed. Probably one of the only tests I've ever failed. I got it was just like a written test, and there was like a technical question about what you do when you have to pass an Amish buggy. And I couldn't figure it out, got it wrong, and it was like one of the obviously I had missed more to fail, but it was one of the questions I remember. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to know how to navigate it around an Amish buggy correctly? So I failed my driver's test at first, but after you get your learner's permit, you have to go to driver's ed courses, just like I don't know, like 3, 5, 6 weeks or something, not really sure, but several courses, 4 hours. And we're in there one day, and the driving instructor asked a question, or said something. I raised my hand and asked a question, and she literally does what Lindsay Ingram did. She goes, I can't hear you. To which, like, the room goes silent again. And responding again, I'm asking a genuine question. She goes, I can't hear you. The room goes silent because clearly you heard me, you just responded with words. And she's like, I repeat the question. And then she says, I can't hear you again. And I repeat the question one more time, and I'm like, again, what the fuck is occurring? And she goes, I don't understand you. And again, I forget the question, but it was clear as there's a show on Netflix called You. And it's just like, once people get flustered, once they get upset, once you know more history than them, then they can't hear you anymore. Woo! So honestly, I feel disgusted. I hate myself. I really fucking do. I just need to be around one person that doesn't treat me like that. I don't give a fuck about any nasty interactions. That's the thing. The difference between 0 friends and 1 friend is infinite. And again, I don't know what this is. Hopefully, I don't have lymphoma. I don't think I do. Have the ignorance either. Just like a skin infection. I'm going to cut my own hair. Or I have no symptoms or nothing. But swollen lymph node. If anyone's wondering what's the lump on my neck. Hopefully it is lymphoma, and then I can fucking die and stop getting disrespected constantly. I don't know. Language Litigation and Integration Part 72, Casual Conversations 22. Thanks for watching.